no so no zianga sebone ene ko so wajuche me fa me bromo na me bo me fa so nga sebo me bromo duma bo me de so you le miss adasa na ye bo ye koya pro ne ya pro na so ne wo Sehwiman den na ni wa ne oye health minister bo Ghana wa Honorable Kwabna Minta Akando Bosat Mrashe Bedwani man Sehwiman constituency wa fa dwue fe bi wa to dwache wa fo hiela nuni be konea na Sehwiman kusura training college oye nursing training kuso wa wabre so na la yes one mind that so district beko so bafa dede ye ni osebo bafa ba ma ye bode ye mampen mahama chewa ye nche chewa ye vasco buoba che oye be DCO nana ofori ahinkan botosunyo ekoso iwo ofia hunu fita ne anigye so o ma bebo ba ye be che be ye MMDC o ma be amopa mi go fa nu jemu ngobremo Sonala, Western North chapter of the Ghana Association of Assembly Members, by a petty capencha gam. Bekoso bafa be enijie jure batuja offer MMDCE ne mingofanu jemu great in Gobremo. Na ye bode ye Ghana man nanu wajure ne. Oye Kumasi Adum in Cabo Saint Tole, Interior Minister. Muntaka Mubarak ekoso offer ammonia wabie o manebe ekofa nujue ngobromo Ghana Parliament strengthen diplomatic ties with Israel oye Ghana yani Israel fwe yafa afakubobie yawa yaha yeti ya pamso yafa njishebie yawa Ghana wa mikofa nujemu ngoso ngobromo sonala President Mahama was a chief imam Yebodi as a change them of four bekoso be be fasting bo be fa be bury yo was salim go for no dre on the boss celebrating go bromo Chief Justice Superintendent Al-Hassan Osman but the Director of Investigation yekoso afa inu adwe wa to dwache ba shingro bi offer ECG for be contain na mo bo omini na ngo fa no njemu greating go bromo Sonala ye holidwa so ye bisa Ghana fo be experience bo bele wo phone snatching che enzo wo hwe no bi ahwimo phone wo ngofa no njemu one ben wadwure koso ngofa ngobromo Manager bo ola Otobo gas processing plant ye koso wa Ghana boche be konia na ye gas ne mo koso wasipi wasita Mikofa no njemu ngobro omo Awai koso oye Sam George Samuel Nate George boye petika penche Sam George ye koso wala omampanyi ye adwin bi offer small scale mining Mikofa enu njemu ngobro mo Sonala ye Chief Justice ekoso inwa osra wanche chemini aprache oyifi sudia na soletes nemo ofa o mine na ikoso wakinge ninu na muaye bosafata nikoso ofa o Ghana mine ingredient Mahama waye yebode ye mampen ekoso wa fa inu adwe watudwa acha o di che ye nia na ndenden sunala ye nia na bebo be wieska na katase ne proye wo Ghana sika ye basane ye nia na ye fa ingredient ye fa ye ba awieye Interior Minister koso But all Ghana Police Fire Service on your soldier for Benway. Ye wa fa inu adwe wa to jache. Odi chebe fa levy bi beba ma be kra be fa be buka fire service for. Go fa nu njemu en go fa ngo bromo. So na la ye dwa lile na wene. Mbembo bela enu abafa. Afutu edwure on ya tin bo be ko fa so be ko Ghana okoli Africa for ben greating obadwa lile so okoli beso. Mingo fa no njemu angobromo na ya peye nwoka ya ba me ba go bensen momo great some table che oma wonde ma ya peye ho yawa na meka ye omo che ele advert be able e prache ye fa ye to dwa ma wa e ba sahwi ebodien wa na bisa che e pra Sehwiman TV a obiala akohye ma ekowawa me ye ne okotena se ye ko ye nhye bokobokawo no abokaye ko so na la ye pra oye microphones, cameras, drones, bicycle, bobe crab charge, na kra to each ebo to moto na la. Eba media hub kuswa, ya konia na ya for Sony generate ya mo. Ma kuso onwo adwodwo, afali odwuma bo eprache efedio. Na yebo ye renu ne health minister bo Ghana wa honorable Kwabena Minta Akando. Bosat mashe bejeni oma sari jaboso constituency. Yeah, go so for you a be able to judge. On shek or ye konya nursing training, I was Sehwi Jaboso.
Also rest assured, say within this year, Jaboso nursing training college, this year. That has been captured in the budget, and very soon.
Honorable, repeat that one again.
The mechanism I come on Roma. Yaji budget yachumu able within the year no buying a policy and answer and say Gaboso go district no Ibenya lesson training and we'll begin it this year. We are beginning with this year in the shortest possible.
Yo, na ye health minister ijebo offer to the journey na oche no okonia na afro he be penzen 2025 budget ni a na cheche be fa ni je beguatin ma Sehwi Jaboso kosura ekobra ekonya nursing training body sua okwahoso kama be prache eye nurse ni ekoso a ekonya detiye ekofibro na ye health minister wa ye nche pa obo adwuma papa be fa besie so ohyele koso wania pa chebutu dwuma okwa western north wa ye da ya se che wa hrawa ma so akwanya ne che Sehwi so koso Sehwi Jaboso bekoso benya nursing training bo bekra beko familia beko shrebenche ma beko boka Ghana ya pomudin kosura so na la ye Sehwiman dadie so district meni anya je behurihuri na zo eti ebenya je so abenwa awaye nche pa che oye Vasco obuo waye che ye oye be CEO benya je pa oficha benwa bese Vasco obuo bese pa che adwuma bo awon for rabesan okra koye no waye mu asipi wasita iche senyo yo che benwa benye batna bro I primary school JHS crack up about to asoko Ghana Armed Forces in secondary school ne best suban best Charles Sinche oboy modern won putu dwuman e wo bekuro na so intibela rehemu legidie pa chenyo awaye ne de ben ongoma besango siase ne mom okonia na mbundio bolembundio kusura wahra fabie wawa Sehwiman dadie so district sonala ye nana ofori ahenkan botosunyo but Sehwi bonzina hene wasati kronti hene oma Sehwi so traditional area nana no mo atrankonya e was Sehwi so wa ekoso wafa ya hunu no fita adwire wafa watudwa che awaya yenche ona te che bebo wayi bebo beye MMDC na so ne ebo dwin pa he's accepting it like enye dwin pa che wa so mini animo owu che osebe no se chenyo be kra be kwani na mbunduo bolimbunduo ba fa bie ba wa Western North region wa ma Sehwi kuso be kache Sehwia e wale duma ama mbundudwuma bo sefata che region wonyan ekoso Sehwi so wa yenya so region na enwa osada mahama sepa che wanyenien nwa yiminia bo ofa tumi rabesa be kolisu ye ne waye be oda mampen asepa so na la ye assembly members bobe wo Ghana wa boy pay to capture gam titi ni bebo be Western North wa bo olabenwa be frey aka Nelson Frank ekoso ba fa be no adwe ba to dwache besbel na besbel che be kura be konia magana mbundu ekoso akwawa titu ni Western North wa ofiche Mahama ye president wa yiminiache be ye Metropolitan Municipal District Chief Executives ma ba wuche so miniana bobo ye president wa yebene be kra be kwania pa magana mbunduo titini Western North region wakoso watumpon ma enatinka biala enatso ma biala nuwa wa fobo nu frafra ma wuche bebo Mahama koso wa yebene banye wanye bemban na mu wa yire beche osebe chebe kwa beko ya juma imputu juma boko boka Ghana no asawa boka young great yo na yebo yeko Ghana man na no wadwure ne oye interior minister oye Mutaka Mubarak yakoso abrebo otreche adum sen watobre ne wangura wandena no yele adweche okosra dwadifo ne mo na ekoso enu adwure kan bole ne koso wa ha wa hyerebe nguanhye dwure wa hyerebe ama nche biala koso ahoye na enwa abrebo ohole ne okwa na tracking za mumua ye olision na so tracking bo no olisin adwadifo ne se che aha materials bobe for besua mo ya ha ofa brebe na ekoso wo bucheli nu ne no ot emo oni anwamo ye be koso be ha che yengro ofiche na ale ye kesala ye hia
eba behwe baby a eja no ehye ye na oba no emo bag apema henum 1500 na afe eye anwa curtains no aha nwotwe ode samna nso kan ho a wode ba ese adehia wone ma hye na sabre emu ageden ama wo mo no wode ebra mo se de be ya abrabo no betimi ayemre kakrade ama mo nanso de enwanwa ne se ebra ne trucks na aka emo ne anwa ne samna ne wom ebedri no obi esu a adwadifo a wone ma hye ehu se sa trucks miensa ni nyina eyemo ne anwane samna na de nam na ene pani behwe dede yopa yempemo yese yempemo yehia yensase nyamo ne yehwehwe enya anwane yepe yempemo bia fa omoko yede yensase ne yegye ne yede ayemu adwuma wo mo boni tutu akosi ebra owura Muntaka Muhammad wasafu wono ankasa ne hyan a wode baaye ema trucks miensa na edemo ne anwane samna baaye no nso etudi nachi ekoye
ene buy yenem say sebio nipa no ma hwe japade bebre ebi o wa sebio aha na ya wo mo ba akoma omanum ne ba ade buy na mensan nyai bi a obehe na nipa no ahoche pa o enti e be yenem say ya ade a betimi aboa so bo mo problem but aban nhyehyɛ de say aja ye bibi kakra e bro mo ama amotumi aboa ye de mo 1500 bucks e de aba say ba be boa association no yeah, the oil and also cutting 800 cuttings Ediaba Anna Samana and also cuttings 1000. I the Bema Association. So no Omunchan Kakama Busan and say we are a Sebu as I want to abo a Osonataso. And yeah, they are evacuated, but at least to show government concern. And the more I hear to from Minister of Interior and Fire Service, I will hear NSA. Also, you say you doing that work on high now. Also, it be a friend of fire brigade. Now, what and a bunch say I want your youth employment program. I want Minister of Youth Development. And I'm on many minister now started to say. I was say, yet me training Mranchenibi with Edu Fire Training School. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not maybe 4 weeks. Now, do more fire service for now. Said it me a patrol be a police station, police for or baby 24/7. Or more guard on. I'll say a jet be a work Ghana have your war fire officers are or more in shift. Said be a baby's SCS here. And now so more professional, or meet me as well, no, meet me after fire tender.
Wabrebo adwadifo ne mo ye badwe nche bengo leso ninje na bede bo be pran yo leche because besua ne ba bekofa bekomabe na bedwa lile koso wa hosone interior minister wa mbaba ya ba no wamu no shall bebo che okonia na ndotu ye bia labo odiche ofato akwen ma bekoso benwo henya be ne kosura okoye okofa komabe no kofa youth ni mo bie koso ma beko 2 weeks training na 6 month training bo bekoso beba bekra bekobuka e wo so dwan asinsie na nubro na yakoso ne Ghana ni Israel yaho apambie bema ties boni kwa ache tie ya fani nje ni hihye bie mo yegua atin chebo okoya ye ko Ghana ni Israel koso ye kolinza woswe ma yembunduo ni yenche biala koso wa honkanyo inti na bebo na bewo abrebo bede so mrana na so tie ni betuni ye majority leader Honorable Mahama Ayarega ye chairman for interior Honorable Alfred Okoye oni bebie mo na bebukaso ye so tie say and I saw in Gambo mujrehe bewo brema be hyehyelio na be cheche Ghana ni Israel be kwania na imbundudwuma bo odicha odabe fia ne kosora okoso na okoyie pa so na la ye mampen John Dramani Mahama ekoso wa sra imam chief imam wa abrebo na bedi after ana iftar a fashionio
NDC has already joined us. Alhaji Asidun Kichia is here with us. Shall we please stand on our feet to welcome His Excellency John Dramani Mahama? Hello's very good. His Excellency is here with us. We appreciate his presence. Exchanging pleasantries with those on the high table. Now with the National Chief Imam. Speaking Hausa with them, not English. Now Shakuma is the stand down, shaking hands with the chairman of the NDC.
But maybe he may be communicated to him. Number one, we want to thank him for the additional holiday. Normally,
and we also have non-Muslims here, and that is the beauty about Ghana. We love each other, we commit to each other, and we love each other. So at this stage, diplomatic community. Thank you very much. And just for them to give us a very short message in less than 2 minutes, and all of them will do that. So we want to start with the
na ye president wabrebo osra imam chief imam ye inu adwurebo ofato rijai oye nyimene oye aniso che be di be fa sembe bawe bo ye bode ye president wa hwe tutu anamon wa ho chief imam bre ma be great babuka ma ba fa bawe awiye pa na cheche ye president enyeje isum now oye nche pa che otuso anamonio Sona la ye chief superintendent Alhassa Osman. Eko so wafa wa ye hwehwemu ebie wafa dwu ebie wato dwache. Na anoma ye ka che ECG fre be containers over 1300 ye be nwuyo. Bo ha ot cables ni wires. Be fa be se Ghana ECG ye wa mini bo be wu ka bo wafa. Na hwehwemu eche nyo. Minian Brunio 12 people but Chinese fue Bene Ghana niyaku ye be rasoni jenabo Alhassa Osman Chechinyo Beye Jushemu Washabeche Bese containers nebo minina wubio
Company now.
Thank you very much to you and thanks to your listeners. They are currently suspects, and by law they are entitled to a counsel of their own choice. So we will grant them that opportunity, but of course, within the next 48 hours, we will also exercise our rights by ensuring that we complete investigation and put them before a court of competent jurisdiction. Thank you very much.
And you talk about a court of competent jurisdiction. There's also the issue about
investigate like Minister for Investigation Al-Hassan Osman Inwedre na nzo ete Ghana for yakusu ye so beba fa bebo ka young breti my light ni na mkania awon ben na dum so ne ko so ebope na che nzuhwemu ani cheche Ghana ne eboka so oti abrabre wo ye ya che yeboden yeboka afofore ma Ghana nche pa bo Ghana yesekiyo ehede ba ye nche kura nto di che abrebo ba shin emra ne bedi defe bobengo nya benwo na bebo bebuka so ni great benia na be mu ben great na be ko so be gina awanyunu so na la ye hwale alio ye bisale oye phone snatching wujire chenzi won hwe na behwimofo nhoro na be fa be ko nti na mini afa be no adwure betu dwa ate bo be ko so be fa be phone ne ngrofo bie moko so dio
side I say me side ti ko memia phone no sere de me ti say o say driver stop obi ahwim me phone am say unim say hanye ahaye rough for kakra wa nti are nti na wo say memia phone wa phone no man fan share botom say eduru ba bi saa na nti ehwim ni phone no si yese okochensi enipa no age na ye tu ye ka na ekoja na
panya phone so de o mutike ma time say na wonya call this one no memia phone WhatsApp na de by times akron phone no so o pay attention so memia phone nti won na maka no traffic na chi a o na ma window no no mahwim phone afa gas no mo de ko mo de adwane
mo be ye call na phone no tell na so no a on yire phone no wa ye say eju bo na say film aye him boy na fe o say wadi miti me kon na to one sto yare na ba kon so aso miemia o ya TikTok ne ade na ehwim o window nim enti me this time me kura phone no say ma yire mu say nti wo hwim kura na me yikre mu de ne nti no ntimi win enti no I will advise everybody say ono so no say ne obekura phone no betina kema for 10 minutes 15 minutes to not do anything
me froka de biara na ma phone na me kita o me nsem na bibia me ko a mbasia na me de ahye me botom efisa atanhye o botom bi korate me yi wo kem na bi atanso to window car door side obi timi yeti so che obehye na wahwe na wadwana ko ansa na obesia du phone na wadwana du phone na ko nti say na ya hwe yi o sika no bia wi me pen ka mo be phone bi de me de eyira sada
saka atumi si wa na kaso na me wo ho so taxi pa sa utika mu a enwo sa wo ye ho a wo di phone etua waso e wo sa uti side say ya enwo sa wo di phone etua waso na wo de ba inside say de obi ntumi nye de enhwim because omo fa door ni nchen e na di hwim
se me nuanom omo tonton phone wa kwan na bia we ne biru hu shan obi pita ne phone shan o wuti adufode enti no okoto a on fa phone baba ma o de bomb na ma o ana wan se futu so mo tika mo ye call no mo tika mo na mo ye call so se won hwe mu yie boss no bi won mo ni abre onya obo scan itu o tena to phone na driver no ntimi nyina o so ntimi nyina anya se bi obi na won chena betima aboa so o chena o de phone no ko
me hunu bebre wato akura na se wo yi phone to na se obi dura no anka nje se fa phone na wafam me kura na ye fa me de sa na me de ne ya mtiemfo de 20 man fa nko wode kwa me de Ghana card ne kwa ye chensi na ebeche no nti wono ana sande baaye ye bonus makase ye mienso no awaji bi pa ti boss ndi be ya kronfo nyuna akro obi de ka ho mu hwimye sibe mu dwuma o mu di ne akra ha no nti sa ne mani nyina aye koso na enye o mu nja na Ghana ho nto no
utike mu a no du baby a it say circle say especially say o phone no abi a no de ahye ubotom ne ade ana say bi a wonam so a na wahwe wonante no say bi a appearance so sometimes etumi je say bi akwa we ofi krom baaye ofi akurase baaye de enche
minia ye be fa be no adwe betudwa onat be experience bobenya na chepo na bebode mpa banwuche banhwungrofo de intiki sala yeso che enate alio ana ekodwon ekonka bia ofonde ni anafasie ye pa vichengrofo aye ward be wia be kotone be diskan be wura be wa bre bode abokre afaska pri atofo boye yare che bi atofo ne ko che 3000 so ani hwim no kwa atone a watone 500 cedis 800 abosio le 1,000 more na chese wode enzinyanza che eto sofoni o inti yesra manvo che omo na tikuro ni a omo ne a na che omo kwa ato phones ko sura okoye omo ho shops mbiri ni mo bebo be wate na anu ane penala ye ote phone pabo owura e box no na ya kwaso ne manager for atuobo gas processing ye beko so ba fa benu adwe batoja che bekwania pa na gas bo be supply ne ko so wa hoso ofiche main bebo be supply gas main ayine bo Ghana one ba break it down banya shout down on 25th March koso be de be sheboche bekwania na ba raba produce gas ba Ghana
with the government. So therefore, whilst Jubilee is shutting down for plant shutdown activity, there was that arrangement to substitute the Jubilee gas with 10. And that's what is being carried out as we speak. So there's no outage on our facility. Ghana Gas is processing and operating as usual, and the Jubilee partners are exporting 10 gas, which is 100 million standard cubic feet, adequate now as we speak under the commercial arrangement to be able to satisfy the power industries. Thank you.
Yo, Nabe acting CEO Judith Ajoba Blay, on the deputy Dr. Robert Latte, Basisukete pa cha bekrana bekonia na ba produce gas ba Ghana of which daily biala benya raw gas bo beba ye nwa dwuma befa beba alioma mini akoso benya bie beyusuo na sodwre he ye atobo gas processing mekoso bafa batudwa ye pewon ka ye ba ye koto aso ye da ma se choma won de ye ma ya peyon ya wa o ye sami jamfi ye koso afa no adwe batudwa ache ye man pen mahama oyele ya dwenche oba to small scale mining bo na mom wa wache okonia na ninje mobo behia oni procedures pa bo befa so a bekoye so small scale mining ne bekra bekoye tu bokrakra ye fa ye figa na wow no ba small scale mining ne dia bebo belengrata abo osumbo ingrata abo dimuche bekra befa sie ne nka bi befa betu asie ho agudie ne ye befre be small che befa so na betu so agudie ne mo be kachi ma Ghana koso yesika nsem okwawuro ma ye kra ye fa bie koso ye nche pao so na la ye chief justice ye koso wa fa no adwe watudwa oye Gertrude Tokonu ye bode ye chief justice bo Ghana wa ye okachenyo mahama ayaya dwenche opera minianwa otui ofiso na efa the right procedures so pa dia odicha so letters ni awan krama isa okan na ha within some 7 days no ekoso ofa inu amuwa ye ekoso obalio no obecheche no ofa chamanvwe na che efa go straight to the parliament no more could discuss it at same but more faso me go to be fiso dia no at right of which Ghana mamone ingrata line ye le constitution bobo kaye maya kraye bu Ghana mine mo ye kama enti che opera che meniawa be remove and a remover na ede osra wan chenyo so ingrata ne mo o mind sa high be o read it through na ikoso ohra fa muaye pa ofa obre alio ma Ghana koso bokoye obra ofje be fa kutukutu so betu ya okofa dwure pen ye bekofa bekowa Ghana wow so na la ye awan ye bode ye mampan John Dramani Mahama ekoso enwanyo katasehye ne proye no wasone ewo Ghana wapa ofa yesika million lelemo into okonia na engret owawiye.
Have the issue I thought I should raise of the judiciary and the perception of the judiciary. I believe that it is not anecdotal. I mean, several surveys asking Ghanaians, what their opinion of the judiciary is have not come out positively. And I believe that it is a duty for all of us to work to make sure that we have a judiciary that is respected. Year in, year out, you hear 12 billion CDs misappropriated, 15 billion CDs misappropriated. And how we deal with these cases are very difficult because of the constitutional procedure, parliamentary accounts committee and all that. But after that has happened, we must have a fast-track court where we're able to deal with this so that we deter people from just misusing government funds like that. Government is open to working with you, particularly on our side of the political divide. There's this perception that we have a problem with the legal fraternity and things like that. I think that if you look at the kind of people, Marietta and all of us sitting here, we're not people who have any such animosity towards the judiciary and the legal fraternity. So our doors are open, our hands are open, and if you think that there's anything that you should bring to our attention, don't hesitate at all.
Yeah, president, in Rajabo to the dry, and when ene kwate be 12 billion women, 15 billion women. I think boy faso ma so sika mo ohwere Ghana. Aha so sika mo ye kra fa ye nche pen budunjuma pen. Into okwania pa na mbrembre nyala. Onko twendwen so kra. Okwania na atin boy kra ye kwania na so ninje ni mo katasehye ne proye. Oni sika wiela wiabo. Obombe ni mo no so ne. Baraba yi be fibre ma Ghana koso corruption afiwa ma ye bunduo koso adumbon. So now like interior minister Mutaka Mubarak ekoso wa fa ino adwo to dwache Ghana wasane oba fire service na money e complain che Saint onka bia bengra ben binje brenden na o chenu a odi che befa e-levy bie beba na wa hwa buka fire service for no more.
And all of us need to also make a contribution. And the way to make the contribution, in my view, I'm doing a paper to cabinet that look, the fuel that we buy, let's dedicate just 10 pesos per liter just for fire. Because as we speak, when I went to the Ministry of Interior, I realized that the newest tender that we have was procured in 2014. That's more than 10 years. You and I know the way they run. In about 6-7 years, they become obsolete. Yet the newest tender we have is more than 10 years old. Why? For the whole 10 years, as a country, we have not bought even a single fire tender. So sometimes we all blame the fire officer for nothing, because they are using obsolete equipment. So sometimes the frustration, they go through so much frustration themselves. So one of the things that I think, if we can do even 5 pesos on a liter, what it means is that we'll have a dedicated fund to support.
Yo, na Ghana service and bebo benunya senemo. Otono hu bia ne ye kache chesin tonka bia bemma de be ko dwubre na nchebo osi no wasi waye. Yo chenu che fire tender po but new pa ne wali 10 years. Yen great years che nche ko so otira na yusu mo cha ya wo sere baase. Fire adwuma ko a onye ye yebo ye trafon da ne mo. Ko nche yusu pa na ibode oh pretty ebowa na ikosoma da bi mekwa inti so na la ye wa inti wa odichenyo be fa levy bie beba che so na bia labo okobu patro che pot 10 pesos pa odiche beti beto bre na be fa be boka fire service fue ma be ko so bedwuma die waso anye na pressure bola be bode be ko so ne so ne eso wate na the capital market master plan oye Ghana wa ye be ko so ba fa be no adwure ba to dwache Beni atin pa bo befa so a okwobuka che Ghana eba Africa countries ni a oba dwalila yekoso yekoli mu a.
So yes,
We already have a plan, which is supposed to be a 10 years plan to end in 2030, which is called Capital Market Master Plan. Now, the objective of this plan is to make the Securities and Exchange Commission Ghana a top-tier regulator in Africa. You know, the act that established the SEC has an objective for the Commission. Is to regulate and promote the growth and development of the capital market in Ghana, in which the investor and the integrity of the market are protected. So that is our core mandate. So my vision as the new Director General is to ensure that we achieve that. We have a number of regulators of the capital market in Africa. So to have an objective, a vision to become the top tier in Africa is not a small vision. So I buy into that vision, that wherever my predecessor left off, that I'll continue, so that we realize that vision. So as part of that, we are overhauling the Act that is at 929, that is Security Industry Act of 2016 at 929. We are completely overhauling it to come to international standard. New additions in terms of provisions are being provided in the draft bill, which will be tabling before Cabinet and then eventually to Parliament and pass into law. And in that overhaul, when the bill is passed, will give more power to SEC Ghana.
Yo, na yawura James Clote Avezi inu ajure ye wa fort uja atin pabo ye kwaniana Ghana obadwa lile pa chejwa lila ye koso the whole Africa ya raye limua che ye boye wo modern power sonala ye Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim ekoso wafa ye inu ajure ana wa propose jure bie che boy okoya yokofa so ni ekonia magana obaya wonidie nu kosura waso anye pa.
As a country, we seem to be joking with funding, searching for solutions. You have big powers heading some corporate institutions where they even send the corporate social responsibility to their hometown and not even the local people who are even suffering from the consequences of their activities. And if you look at the haphazard way of locating unplanned community water services and other things, it's a problem. And that's why I'm of the view that we should create a pool. US aid may not be able to do much. World Vision may not be able to do much, but they started very well with us. The sustainability should be our core responsibility. We must be thinking of how to sustain their activities after they are no more.
The minister also reviewed plans to reintroduce a sanitation fund to tackle the country's growing sanitation crisis, stressing that its establishment is long overdue.
I have just assumed responsibility, and sanitation has just been brought under us. Establishment of sanitation authority and a sanitation levy, sanitation fund will call for a sanitation levy. Well, when you are creating a fund, it means you are instituting a tax. It has to be taken from somewhere to come and establish the fund, and it is long overdue. So it is something when Parliament reconvenes after this adjournment, as a ministry will visit it and it will be done.
Policies are very clear in Ghana. We have guidelines very clear, but the dissemination of those guidelines, those policies to the local level, to the MMDA level needs more work, and I think it is one key area that we want to take up.
Yo, na ye boola chieftaincy and religious affair noa. Oye Ahmed Ibrahim inwadwe na iwanyo odiche ye felevi bie kuso ye ba bokwoboka ma ye kwobobo sika noa no ba awunidie ni ahunsesie wa Ghana wakoso a watumpon kama ma Ghana wakoso wa ye krabahwe. Sanala ye minority leader afenyo marking ekoso wafa inwadwe watudwa ache ofa budget no bo wa na onche onia mahama budget no bo wa ye ne ya otinche bo mahama odina horo otinada president.
We want to see proper exemptions being granted to the industry players, and we want to see that in the gold board law which is coming. That is what we want to see. But we're also aware that there is this special import levy extension from 2025 to 2028. Yes, we know. So you see this attitude of attempting to give one, take more, give one, take more. You see, this in the other attitude, we can read in between the lines. I want the finance minister to rise on a point of order against this submission that they are going to extend the special import levy from 2025 to 2028. I want him to deny it for records that he is not going to do that. Because it's very important for importers. I want him to commit that there will be no extension. And I further submit that this government is not really a government that cares about the ordinary Ghanaian, because importers who are expecting an end to this special import levy will be disappointed, because the government is going to extend that levy from 2025 to 2028. That is my submission. So it's just a matter of giving one and then still taking more. Because I heard the submissions of the majority leader. He says now the disposable incomes of the ordinary Ghanaian in the business environment is going to be high and all. And I'm saying that in reality there's nothing like that. This government is not proposing anything new by way of relief to the private sector. The private sector can only thrive if government is really giving them a breather. We hear they are even cancelling the 1D1F policy, which would allow tax exemption to achieve real growth.
Yo, na afayon market in Rojre, enwa awahi, oyajwicha ofanche kumaya, okofanu. Yo kofa kofiye bro na cheche otinada president inti do Andre Micra ewo ye ka che levy bie bo ayen adwinche offer to import won enwo ba so anatimamufu ne awan wan dwene ye bo ye lebie bo ye prache ye import nche ninjen ye fiama no ne man foforo so ne oni ye wani ye na ewa ye emre komam go famenu a mingosio mimbo mvanjumedie memremo miduma yole miss adasa na ye kohoso ge kola ye sponsors ase o ye media hub for